All right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:20. It is April 1st. It is a new quarter, new month, new everything. Take a little disclosure. Let's get to it. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Welcome to this 6:30 club. I have a little different setup. I want to check with my dogs who are tuned in to see if you could hear me. I know I had some mic problems last time. I'm going to lower the music so this way we could get going. Let me see some of my dogs say hello to some around the world. What up, Ollie? What up, Frank Tucci? It's, can you guys hear me? Can you guys see me? How many fingers do I have up? Good morning, Mark. Rise and grind. What up, Blair? What up, guys? Oh, I hope everyone had a good Easter weekend. Isn't it so nice on Friday when, the market's actually closed and you have a real day off? I know sometimes when I go on vacation, and you're supposed to go on vacation and the market's open and you're like, oh, you kind of have one like eye on the beach, one eye on the mountains, one eye on the market, on your subscribers, this and that. Anyway, let's get it done. That's true. Could you guys hear me? Joe, can you hear me? Jamie, can you hear me? Yes, I did it with 4 fingers up. Bobby 4.0, where are you? You always give me some good feedback. I'm trying to figure out the stand microphone. But anyway, listen, it's a new month, it's a new quarter, it's a new you. Doesn't have to be a new you, just have to be a little bit of a better version. We could all become little better versions of ourselves, right? Because that's all you can do. You keep working and working and working. I listened to this video this morning. Work, grind, work, grind, work, grind, work, grind. You don't feel like you're getting anywhere. Then all of a sudden, boom, you have like this eye-opening experience that you're like, wow, I've really learned a lot. I've really come a long way, and things are moving along pretty well. Anyway, mic sounds fine, so let's get to it. So, I think that, here's your, I don't know why this is showing like this. Here's your daily chart of the S&P cash. If you do remember, late last week, I was like, what I was trying to do is I was trying to short some 523, 524 premium and then position for new flows to come in for the second quarter. And as of right now, so far, so good. At this point, we're opening above 52.64. The SPYs, if you take a quick look here, they're up 240. So you're having a strong start to the day, to the quarter, to the month. We'll see, does this strength get sold? Actually, you can't even see that, can you? Hold on. Nope. Why can't you see that? Anyway, okay, so SPYs are up 240. We'll see if it holds and builds. Really, if you look at this is really, if you go to the weekly chart, which is what I post on Fridays usually, it really sums up what's been happening here, for the past, I don't know, since October, right? So what I try and do is I try and, give you guys 2 different approaches because I've been doing this for such a long time. I talk about what I've been doing over the long term to help build for my financial future for myself, my son, my wife, everything, and that's what this is. This talks about, the 401k that if you have a job, you want to max out every month, the 403b if you happen to be in a private business, the 529 for your son, a whole life insurance policy if you can handle it. So anyway, this is all the stuff that I've been trying to do to situate. And then here is the active approach, right? If you look here, what a trend. Like, this has been crazy, ever since October 30th, when you had this nice igniting bar right here, that started this whole move. It's funny, as I was talking to my friend Peter, and we're all like, it's the first time now no one's starting to talk about that we have to be in a recession. For the last 2 years, every single economist out there has called for a correction and a recession, and all of a sudden, we're in this economy where GDP is 3-point-something%. The 10 years 4.2%. It's pretty normal, and we've been able to handle it. So I guess until this trend changes, you have to really look for where the action is, and there's been action everywhere. For the last 3 months or 3 months ago, everyone was complaining about how the Magnificent Seven took up all the gains. But meanwhile, everything played catch up. The small caps had to move, energy had to move, gold and silver's been doing great. Crypto, I don't know what happened to it from last night to this morning, but we'll get to that. You've had, semiconductors, you've had bios. There's been so much that you could participate with if you're not just listening to the glass half empty guys or the economists that have been calling for a recession or for a correction. You're not going to make money or a living doing that. What you could do is follow the 821 day. You follow the 821 day and you follow trends, and you're always going to be able to make some money. So anyway, back to the daily chart. So let's go to the Qs real quickly because the Qs are interesting. Qs have been going sideways. You know, it's been a little choppy. The Magnificent Seven has not been great. If you look here, we'll see what happens. We'll see, do the Qs get above 447 and start to act better? Do the Qs get above 447 and hold? Do the Qs get above 447 and work towards there, where all of a sudden, you know, we've been in this range since March 1st. So for an entire month, you know, there's been no traction in the Qs, but there's been, you know, really nice action elsewhere. You know, again, you know, look at energy, right? I've shown you guys the XLE. The XLE in 2 years finally got back the upper end of this channel. So if you've been in energy names, you've done pretty well, right? Got above 93, 94. This is where the swing trade started. So energy has been just fine. Even the small caps like lower rates, hasn't been lower rates, and they're doing fine. You know, I've been very focused on the semiconductors and some various sectors and various names. So for me, you know, people like Red Dog, where did you position mostly coming in? Okay, so this is what I'm hoping for. What I'm hoping for and what the market guides are doing are two different things. At this point, I'd like to see finally, you know, Amazon really get above this little spot here and stay above it. So this is 181.41. This is 180. I'm coming in long Amazon this week, and I'm long 2 sets of options. So far, so good. For some reason, it's not letting me put the level 2 here, but this mega cap tech name looks poised to finally get a little bit better traction. What up, Bobby? I'd love it to blast. My quarter mark was good. I actually, you know, I'm back above my high water mark. I finished a little bit off the highs of my quarter last quarter, but, you know, I get paid quarterly. So, you know, for me, I can't be as micro. Some guys are really micro. Some guys are really macro. For me, because I'm the chief strategic officer, I got to be on Fox Business. I got to do my commentary. I got to write my notes. I got to help manage the firm. I have to do all these things. So I don't like to get paid monthly. I like quarterly. So this way, my plays and my strategies can set up where I'm not like worried, you know, 2 days left in the month or this and that, or how things are going to work. I like the trade work, but not everyone could do that. You know, I've been doing this for 25, 27 years. And people are like, Red Dog, you still get paid quarterly? I'm like, of course I do. I'm a friggin' trader. You know, I do get a little piece of the business, and I also, you know, have I have a whole package. So I feel for you guys, but I was in your position. I was in your position in 1998, 1999. When I was 27 years old, no salary, no 401k, no business, no partnership. I was trading every single month and getting paid if I made money. Paid if I made money, that was it. My wife was like, what do you mean you have no benefits? My wife said, what do you mean you have no salary? She wasn't my wife then. She was my fiance. And I'm like, nope. And then, you know, a decade later, she didn't ask any questions, because over time, you can consistently make a career and a living, and sometimes have really awesome years and a great lifestyle. So if you're a trader and you've been doing this for a while, you know, it might not be set in stone, but either is sales. You could work at a big major company. If you don't hit your sales targets, you might be getting fired. You work for a big corporation. If they're doing layoffs, you could even be doing well, and they could friggin' fire you. But if you're a trader making money, have your system, have your process, nobody could fire you except for yourself in the market. And that's usually happens when you get stubborn and listen to the economists or the people who play traders on TV. But anyway, good morning, Scott. Is this your backup account? What do you mean? Anyway, so this is Amazon. That looks pretty good. So out of the mega cap names, I feel like this is better poised. Nothing better than working for yourself. That's true. As long as you can handle it. Not everyone can handle it. It's very big, tough on the mind. So I think Amazon looks really good. Someone else's what else looks like it can make a higher high. I think Google. You know, Google had that big gap up with the Apple news. It's been going sideways. Summer long Google verse 146 gets above 152.26, 153.78. That can go. So out of the Mag 7s, these two look the best to me entering this quarter, but we'll see. I also think Microsoft looks fair, not great. You know, if you look here, Microsoft had this inside range and kind of fell out of it a little bit. I don't think it's the end of the world, but you could lower this a little bit, and this could be the lower end of the the support here. This is 419. So this looks decent. Okay, so those are like the top three. What's it called? I did buy some Nvidia into this pullback and AMD, so I would like to see if Nvidia wakes up. Nvidia had a little bit of a corrective type week while they rebalanced some of the major winners and whatnot. So we'll get to Goldman Sachs. So how do I think Nvidia is going to do? If Nvidia is in this new channel, okay, I am long Nvidia stock and options. I'll probably trim a little bit while it's up. What I'd like to see for Nvidia to wake up, I don't know why like this is still here, like why. But anyway, I'll have my tech guy do that. So I'd like to see if Nvidia get above 913 and actually stay above 913. So if that could happen, maybe it starts to get better. At this point, what's Nvidia doing? Nvidia is it's up $8. So if you took Nvidia home, sell a little bit, you'll make some money. That's fine. But the question is, does it have to visit the lower end of the range, or will it hold up today and get better? So that's something I'm thinking about for today. AMD, I'm also in a lot of. AMD corrected. You had this move down from the Red Dog reversal at 214. It looked like it wanted to go last week, but it was being held back by just Nvidia still kind of correcting, and SMCI wasn't great. So we'll see if this could wake up. It's got to get above and stay above 143.40. If it does, perhaps it gets back in play. What about China names? First, let's get to Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is a power play. It's been fantastic. I kind of feel like you missed a lot of it. Like, I wouldn't be all excited about Goldman Sachs buying it today. I bought a lot of Goldman Sachs in here. That's when I put on that big option play. I don't remember what day it was. It could have been like Fed day. Made really good money in the options. I am not in Goldman right now. I'm in Morgan Stanley though. Morgan Stanley, to me, you have a bigger channel here. This goes all the way back from December 14th. Here is where we started to make really good money. Both of these are power plays of mine. In my service, I have the note, I have the alpha team. I have some things where I put together the morning, active approach, and then we pick and choose which ones we want to do. And then the power plays is the actual product rights. Tell you what to do, give you an out, and tell you where it's going to go. So this is working really well still. So I think that it's okay. The China names, I think China has another move in it. If I were allocating money, I'm in some FXI calls. I feel like China had its move off the lows, and now it can go sideways and continue. If you look at the FXI on the weekly chart, it's on absolutely nothing. It's still trapped in this downtrend. Maybe there's a play here for the second quarter to outperform some of the stronger sectors. Like the Nikkei has been on a friggin' tear. If you go to the K-Web also, look at this tight pattern here. So the K-Web was 104, broke 82, broke 67. It seems like that there's a play here. I played it decent last quarter. I feel like I picked the wrong options and I could have made more money. But at this point, this does seem as if you have this big lower channel and it could get going. So the China names do look okay. Scott Redler, this is Red Dog. Say it again. I checked this red. Oh, that's probably a fake, Mr. Kevin. There's a lot of fakes out there. A lot of fakes. So, Red Dog T3, REDDOG T3, not two T's, not a zero instead of an O, not a this or that. So I agree. Tesla's so bad it's good. That's true. Tesla, I did a pretty good job. Like Tesla used to be the name that I traded as actively this year, like Nvidia, but over a year and a half ago. You have to change stocks when stocks are in a corrective phase. If all you've been doing is trading Tesla and Apple the past 2-3 months, you probably had a sugar honey iced tea quarter. Okay, if you have been playing Nvidia or AMD or SMCI or AVGO or even some of them, you moved around. Gold has been absolutely fantastic. Okay, I am not a gold bug. My friend Petey, he's been collecting gold for like 40 years, so I pay attention to it and I charted, and we had a really good play here. This is the weekly chart. What a fantastic move. technically it played perfect. You know, you had your first move up, and then it kind of built this upper, you know, this upper flaggish channel, and then here you are. I am long GLD calls. I'm probably going to trim some. I'm also, I tweeted on Friday with Thursday that I added to silver. It'd be nice if silver, you know, plays a little bit of catch up. Silver is so slow. You can't just be trading silver. But right here is when I started buying options on silver. Remember, hi, woo! Every time I do that, I got to sell it though. Had to move up, and then I did buy some back more here. I bought more options. I bought more SLV itself. XBI, we can get to. It'd be nice if some flows. It'd be nice if we get some flows to the XBI. At this point, you know, we had a really good first trade, if you remember, with the XBI. This was your cup and handle pattern. I was buying the options here. I had a big move up. I actually started shorting premium up there, and I was extra cute, and I got a little scared because I didn't feel like it was going to come in, and then I switched, rolled them up. Didn't work, and now it seems like, you know, it could get a little bit better here. At this point, it's not great, but if you wanted to be long the XBI with a stop at 92, that could work. You know, I did buy a few different names on the bid, which we spoke about, that I got rid of some because they worked a little bit well, like this BBIO. You know, from here down, we were buying options, so I trimmed a little bit. I still think there's room. Plus, I think that we're playing for much bigger news. And then the other one that we were buying, CYTK, but these aren't even my names. This is, you know, Jose from the Alpha team. You know, big move to 110, started correcting. So down here, I started buying options on the bid, sold some, and now we'll see technically what happens with the BIOS. The BIOS have not been, you know, it's been hit or miss, but it looks fair entering this quarter, looks fair. I'm not sure. Dan, so your name, so you're in Amazon, Google, MS, KWeb, and FXI. I like that. I think that's good. You know, maybe see what happens with AMD and Nvidia. That's a good focus. I don't know what happened to what happened to Bitcoin last night. Bitcoin was like trading 71,000, and then I woke up this morning and it's not. You know, it's not the end of the world. You know, but you look at Bitcoin right now and you have this upper flag. It looked like it was ready to go, and now it seems like you know, it's better hold that spot. Otherwise, you know, it's going to lose some momentum. So at this point, you know, going sideways here would have been nice if it got above 71.5 to get through there. Going into April 12th, I have a bunch of calls for what? For April 12th. So it's only April 1st. So we got time here. Bitcoin can do a lot of things. But this right here is what, 68,000. If you're very active, like meaning you get paid for a living trading Bitcoin, you have to be careful if all of a sudden, you know, this breaks, let's just say 68,000, then they could shake the tree a little bit. At this point, I feel like they shook the tree enough here. Like, why would they do it again unless it's not ready? So, you know, if I were trading this actively instead of just trading options for another move within my positions, I'd be careful if it broke that spot. How's crowd? I haven't really traded this one in a while. You know, ever since they sold the strength here, kind of came in a bunch. I feel like it's okay. You know, it's trying to digest what's been a really big move. If you're in it, I would say you could put your stop around 317. Got to hold 317 in order to maybe, you know, take out that spot. It's got to, you know, no, it's not really giving you a reason to be in it actively the way it closed last week. But if you're in it as a swing, you could say, hey, you're in it versus 315, actually even give it a little bit more than 315. Boeing's such a pain in the friggin' butt. Boeing, it's like, you know, Boeing, there's some names out there that are just like news driven. It could look great one day, and then some kind of bad news comes out. Sometimes it has a big trend. For now, you know, is Boeing looking a little bit better? It's looking a little bit better. You know, you had this wide range bar that finally woke it up. I guess that's when the CEO left. And now I would say with Boeing, you can't really trade it, but as long as Boeing holds above 186-ish, you know, I would think it's okay as a swing. I don't know what it's doing this morning, but, you know, that would be that. You know, again, you do get some trends that are nice. You know, here was your uptrend and then it broke. But it's something, you know, I wouldn't really over focus on. As far as the energy names, my power plays is in Oxy. I think Oxy still has room. We go to the weekly chart on Oxy. You know, just perked up This is like a 2-year chart. This has been a long time that Buffett's been accumulating this. We put it on as a play versus the low here, and I think Oxy's got a lot of room. XOM and Chevron, they look fine too. Energy names look decent. MU is it's leading the semis. There's nothing we can really say too bad about MU. We'll see if MU, Nvidia, AMD get some flows and hold up today versus selling the strength. And the first few days of a new month, why not just trade BABA for China? Because BABA's pain in the ass. Excuse my French. I used to trade BABA probably when I traded Apple 2-3 years ago when it was awesome. BABA now it's news driven, this and that. If you want to play BABA, just play some options, put a call spread on, go out 6 weeks. I made good money with BABA a month ago, but if I had a quarter for every time somebody told me to buy BABA in the last year and a half as it's been correcting below the moving averages, I'd have a lot of quarters, but I would have lost a lot of money trading. But I hear you. You want me to show you MU? Okay. MU was great. MU, led the semis, came out with great news. It's you have a point of reference here. This is MU. We'll see. The question is, will these names that were so awesome in Q1 give you another move, give you another setup where you're hanging here and it takes out a level? But we got to figure that out. Like MU's up 220. It's at 120. It's at 220.09. I don't know why it's not showing this, but anyway, MU looks good. Above 220 you can go. If you're long verse 107, which is the gap pivot, cool. And we'll see how it goes. How many bags of ice is him? I don't even want to talk about the ice barrel today. We'll talk about it at lunch. I actually, for some reason the power went out in my house and I woke up late and my whole morning schedule got thrown off. So I actually had to really readjust. I actually readjusted pretty fast. So usually I get up at 4:45 and I get to do some of my research. This, that. I opened my eyes. It was 5:40. I was like, oh my God, new quarter. I can't believe my whole schedule is thrown off. So what I did is I came downstairs. I couldn't go in the sauna. So what I did is I grabbed the towel. I jumped in my hot tub for 2 minutes. Then I went in my ice barrel for 3 minutes. And I ran upstairs, quickly rinsed, got in the car at 6:05. And since I didn't have any time for coffee or even post charts, I got 2 iced coffees. So I'm like, oh my goodness, I just changed everything for the second quarter. I just had a great first quarter. I hope it's not indicative of how I'm going to perform. But then I said, hey, you know what? Maybe it'll be even a better quarter. Maybe I'll have even a great start of the day. Maybe I'll have to skip the sauna for a little while and see how many days I could do this and do great. So I'm trying to reframe it in my head and not think about it. But what I do know is, I have a little less preparation today because I woke up an hour late. And I just thought for you guys got to get up early. You have to get prepared. You have to have multiple plans. It's the only way you can execute with confidence, in the weeks and months in your career ahead. So it's pretty funny. 3-day weekends give you an hour. That's true. Yeah. With that being said, let's get going. 6:55. I have a lot to do. Thank goodness this opens making it easy. Like I did, position into a lot of Amazon into the close on Thursday. Nvidia, I really tried to thread the needle where, I was like, okay, I'm going to sell a lot of premium in the options and try and buy for new flows for the second quarter. So, I might have, have an hour less of preparation, but because of the way the market's opening, it's making it a little bit easier for me to play some catch up. Doesn't always happen that way. Good luck today, guys. I'm going to try and figure this out, why this, the charts are a little smaller, etc. So this way, we could have a little bit more clarity and see things clearly because it makes it easier, because the job is hard enough. Good luck this quarter, okay? Consistency. And if you're looking to change your life a little bit with some fitness, okay, instead of the one-day crap, day one, do something. Put a race on the calendar. Start sweating. Start taking accountability for why you're upset you didn't perform last quarter. It wasn't anyone else around you. It was you. We all could do things better, but until you say it's my fault, you're never going to come to terms with what you're doing wrong so you can start doing it better. I appreciate you guys. See you a little bit later.